HFK Presents 5 Minutes of History, and I'm your host, Terry Lynch. This week I'm going to give you a sample of Mistakes Happen, a historical guide to overcoming adversity. Charge! Up Kettle Hill. No, that doesn't sound right, does it? How about charge! Up San Juan Hill. Well, that sounds better, but it's wrong. You see, Teddy Roosevelt didn't charge up San Juan Hill. That's a mistake. But don't worry about it. That wasn't the only mistake during the battle during the Spanish-American War. Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders were actually only supposed to be there as backup to the regular military. When they came through the jungle up towards what was called San Juan Hill and San Juan Heights, they were told to go to the right and secure that flank, only to find out they were pinned down by a mysterious hill that nobody knew existed there. It was what would later be called Kettle Hill. While Roosevelt was pinned down, he watched as the regular military was pinned down trying to get the main object, San Juan Hill. Eventually, Roosevelt was tired of waiting around, and he was annoyed by the military that were firing down on him from this hill to the right. So just before the orders came for him to attack that hill, he took a turn, the wrong turn, not towards the objective, San Juan, but to Kettle Hill. And he charged up that hill, and he fought in that battle and actually killed an enemy combatant while he secured the top of that hill, Kettle Hill, not San Juan. From that point, he was able to fire down upon the enemy and cause them to start retreating, securing the way for the rest of the military to come towards their main objective, San Juan. But that wasn't enough for Roosevelt. As a matter of fact, he said, "I felt the wolf swell up inside me," and he charged down Kettle Hill towards the battle, only to stop halfway down the hill, realizing he didn't tell anyone else to come with him. He was there with 4 other guys. So he quickly turned around, went back up the hill, and gave the instruction, "Charge! Attack!" And they followed Colonel Roosevelt right down the hill and right back into the battle, where they charged up San Juan Heights, not San Juan Hill, secured the area, and actually secured the entire plateau so that they could take over the town beyond the hills themselves. He never really made it up San Juan Hill, but he's known as the hero of the charge up San Juan Hill. That's because it sounded a little better, I guess, than Kettle Hill or San Juan Heights. Any way you look at it, he became a hero because of attacking those 2 hills and leading the charge, ironically, on horse for a very short time, because most of the men were on foot. After that, Roosevelt came back to the U.S., became a hero, and used that charge up San Juan Hill, as the newspapermen started to call it, to propel him into politics, where he went on to be the governor of New York, and then from there, vice president of the United States, and eventually the 26th president of the United States of America. He saw adversity staring him in the face and charged the wrong way. Some would call that a mistake, but it was a mistake that led to the rest of his life and his success as president. Geez, I've been going on for a while. I almost forgot. It's trivia time! And today's trivia has to do with President Roosevelt and that charge up Kettle Hill. He became colonel and commander of the Rough Riders, which was actually the first volunteer cavalry in the United States military. You know how long they were together and he was in charge? 137 days. You know how many days they were in combat? 7. And out of those 7, only 2 real days of military attacks. Well, that's our trivia for today. Join me next time when I'm going to try a new episode. It's a segment I call Learn from Leaders from the Past, where I'm going to snatch the headlines of today and show you how leaders from the past solve the exact same problems. See, history has a way of repeating itself. The names change and we wear better clothes, but it's the same issues. Do we ever really learn? Well, if you have questions or comments or something you'd like me to talk about, send us an email at info@hfkpresents.com. Now that is info@hfkpresents.com. Or just go to the website, www.hfkpresents.com, and there's a spot there to send along your comments or questions. And speaking of questions, when is that cool issue going to come out? you'll have to check our Facebook or blogs because we'll announce it on there. Until then, I am your host, Terry Lynch, for HFK Presents 5 Minutes of History. Now watch out! History happens when you least expect it.